plaintiff, Maya Carroll, says the defendant was engaged to her brother until her brother was tragically murdered in 2006. Maya remained close to the defendant and tried to help her out, but she's suing because she put a gas bill in her name for the defendant and she failed to pay it. Defendant LaShondra Jones says when she first got with Maya's brother, Maya didn't like her because she was being overprotective. LaShondra admits that she had Maya put her gas bill in Maya's name, but she refuses to pay because she insists the bill was inflated due to an error.
Prove your case.
Family tragedy is supposed to bring a family close, and money breaks a family apart, and that's the case today. How I began to know the defendant and everything is because she was engaged to my brother, and she was engaged to him up until the point where he was murdered in 2006. I live on the west side of Chicago. We lived there all our life. I have a newspaper clipping about it if you would like to see.
Sorry to hear about that. All right, go ahead.
She's pretty much family to me, her and her children. And I call her my sister-in-law, and my nephews. Then after my brother passed, it kind of snowballed my family to the point where my mom got sick and she passed. My grandmother passed on my brother's birthday in 2009 because my brother was pretty much the rock of our family, and everybody pretty much depended on him.
When did you all stop being close?
I still speak to her. I harbor no ill will towards her. She's still my sister-in-law.
You all are still close?
We still talk to each other like.
Okay. What caused the strain? Just this?
Just that.
Okay.
It's not really even, it's just that I need the bills to be paid.
Ma'am, why don't you give me some background on your relationship?
Okay, sir. I met Maya through her brother. In the beginning, I don't think she really cared for me, probably because she was a little bit overprotective of him, and I understand that. During the time, like she said, Chauncey was murdered on the west side of Chicago, where we all still stay right now. And during that time, we kind of comforted each other. She had no other siblings. We really did become very close. She was there for me. I was there for her. My kids are just like, her kids are just like my kids. She's there for them. While I was at work at times, she's watched them, went to the school for them. I mean, she did, everything that an aunt would do. And I'm vice versa for her kids as well. Throughout the time, like I said, after that happened, we were still, close as far as that's concerned. But in August of, 2007, I moved into an apartment. And I asked Maya to if she could put an electric bill in her name for me.
Why?
Because I was a victim of stolen identity like maybe 4 years before. But I never knew because I never, went out to rent from had any apartment of my own, shall I say. And when I called to get everything in my own name, there was an outstanding bill. And at the time, by me moving in, I needed lights and gas at the time. So Maya stepped up and was like, she didn't mind because I had the children that, she would do it for me as long as I paid the bills. During that time, I did make monthly payments on the electric bill. The gas bill, Maya is aware of also that it was kind of high. I was only supposed to be responsible for cooking, gas, and heating, but the very first bill came, it was almost, I'm gonna say maybe $700 or $800. And that was just for 1 month. And at the time, she knew something was wrong, and I did. I called over there, we called People's Energy, they came out. Long story short, sir.
Did they find something wrong?
Yes,
What did
the
they
third
find
and
wrong?
the second floor was billed to the first floor. It was other tenants staying there at the time.
Okay.
But they didn't, their bills was on me. So I'm not sure. When we contacted him, he had went out of the state, he went out of the country. The building wound up being in foreclosure. So it was just like I was held with the bill.
Well, since it was in your name, did you discuss it with the
Yes, I talked to her. I talked to her about it. We called into People's Energy. They were supposed to send somebody out to check the basement, but they had it locked or something like that.
Have they resolved the problem?
No. I didn't
But don't you
receive
think
any
you had
money
an
for-
obligation, since it was in your name, to try and work it out?
I called them. They were supposed to send somebody, but not only that, she was working. Whenever they came out, I couldn't go there myself, and
Yeah, but she couldn't act on it at all. It was in your name.
but it was her apartment.
Yeah, but she couldn't act on it. She could not call people's energy and work anything out.
I called them, and I called with her. We both called. It's numerous times. They were supposed to send somebody out, just like she begged
So why
the
didn't you
landlord
all
for
stop
keys.
paying the bill until they did something?
I did make small amount of payments.
I say, why didn't you stop?
I did and moved out.
You stopped paying the gas bill?
No, it's not that I stopped paying the gas, but I took my money that I had and moved out. I paid all I could pay. I didn't have a total of $800 to pay for a 1 month bill. Then
All
the
right,
next
where'd you
month,
move from there?
I moved into an apartment,
How much did you pay there? How
$625,
much did it cost you to move in?
$1,300.
And you moved owing $1,829.
Yes,
And the gas bill began and to become unreasonable what month?
the first month.
What month was that?
December of 07.
Okay. So you stayed there for 5 months with an unreasonable gas bill. Why did it take you 5 months to determine you should have it cut off until they work it out?
Well, if I would have cut it off before then, it wouldn't have been no heat for my kids.
Okay.
And no,
Why couldn't you move like you did?
I was in between work at the time, and I had three small kids. I wasn't full time at the time.
All right. 1822, that's the amount you're suing for because of that?
And ComEd, a payment of $424.
What's
that
the
was
excuse
owed.
there?
I made payments on ComEd when I
Paid
moved.
all?
No, not all.
So that bill was too much too?
I made monthly payments.
No, all.
No, I never made.
Why?
all.
That's my
I didn't
point.
have it
Okay.
I
Yeah,
made-
you had $1,300 to move into another place. Right?
at the time.
Yeah, but you didn't
I
have
got
money to pay your bill, right? Hello?
I'm here, sir.
You got stuck there, right?
No, I didn't
You
get
get stuck in your lie every now and then. Judgment for the plaintiff. You have a good day. 2255. Bye-bye.